wrong person.
It's a dramatic hour of Maury.
Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Viral as we talk about Maury Povich. Yes, we heard that the Maury Povich show will be ending after 31 seasons. Maury Povich has been an institution of daytime talk show with his spin on things such as You Are the Father. That famous segment has transcended through time. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on Viral. As we talk about Maury Povich, who has been a daytime TV legend for nearly all his life. He's been host of Current Affair to landing his own show, the Maury Povich Show. It's been a critical moment in daytime TV. Maury Povich started just like Jerry Springer, trying to talk about human-related issues, but things start turn until Maury found his niche. And Maury found a niche that paternity tests were popular. So he brought it onto his show and it became an instant sensation. Well, let's look back at segments of Maury with You Are the Father and You Hear for Yourself. Take a look.
Maury, I'm going to say this, regardless if I'm the father or not, right? I'm still going to be in that child's life.
In the case of 10-month-old royalty, Daryl, you are not...
You just haven't brought it up. Hey, why would I spend my money if I don't know that's my...
So there's not any chance for you and Courtney to have a relationship. Is that right, Colin?
Nope. It's gone.
I'm more interested in this result, okay? In the case of 1-year-old Rylan, Colin, you are not... Or maybe we can bring a little joy. In the case of 1-year-old Sedalia, Terrence, you are not... I ain't never going! Alicia, why would you want to be with him? He doesn't want to be with you.
Because I love him, because we got 2 kids together, and we've been married for 5 years. That's something.
5 years of my life.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
In the case of 1-year-old Logan, John, you are not... When it comes to 3-year-old Kanaya, Michael, Matthew's the father? We're going to find out right now. In the case of 18-month-old Hazel, Nick, you are not... And in the case of 18-month-old Hazel, Matthew, you are not...
I want her and Ruben Studdard to go back to
Yes. In the case of 1-year-old Kingston, Des, you are not... Of 2-month-old Lenaria, Floyd, you are not...
Here we go. I mean, come on, man.
Okay, Floyd, wait a minute. Let me finish this up.
Yep. Finish it
In
up.
the case of 2-month-old Lenaria Rodriguez, you are not... That he's the father, Tiffany. What are you going to tell your husband?
He needs to grow up and step up and be a man and take care of his child.
In the case of 7-week-old Castiel, Zach, you are not... Now hold up. Don't say anything. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I don't accept it.
You don't accept it?
I don't accept.
You have to.
All right, well, I accept your apology.
Okay.
But I'm not talking to you.
I don't want to. I'm not suing you.
What are you saying?
Just taking a couple of seconds to get a couple of deep breaths.
All right.
I'll be fine.
You can forgive her? You can?
Yeah. I can forgive.
What happens if you're not the father?
There's not going to be any difference.
In the case of 3-month-old Cassette, Matt, you are not...
All right, you saw right there Maury Povich with some classic moments of "You Are the Father." Everyone tuned in, glued into the TV to watch Maury give the results of "You Are the Father," making TV history with, you know, stuff that's cliffhanger and stuff like, you know, it was anticipation and stuff, and then you found out what it was and what it was all about. Maury Povich played a pivotal role in the Day of Time TV, along with Jerry Springer, Oprah Winfrey, Phil Donahue, will find their own niche when it comes to TV and daytime TV, just to be yourself and be free and do what you love. All right, let's move to Maury. Maury he sat down couple of years ago with the women of The View to talk about the success, the formula of how he made his show a successful hit. Take a look.
Right.
So, when you think back, and you were thinking about, well, I'm going to change the show, did you ever think it was going to... Yeah.
There's one smart thing I did, though. When we started the DNA shows, when we started paternity tests, the first time we ever did it, so the producer is briefing me, I've read all about the background of the story, and they said, and the result is, I said, I don't want to know the result. I don't want to know anything more than the guest knows, the live audience, the viewer at home. I want to be as surprised as anybody, because if I know the answer, I know I'd skew the questions in a way that, because I know something they don't. So I didn't do it.
It's almost a mystery, his show. That's why it's been on the air.
Yeah.
Because it's the same topic. Who's your baby's daddy, right? But there's a mystery. Who is the baby's daddy? And you have to wait for the end to find out.
You are not the father. You are the father.
And you wouldn't believe. Yeah, of course. And that's the one time, the strangest of all was this
when
one.
You were the father.
Was it ever? That's never happened. Never happened.
Some of those guys say, it could be your baby. Always. They said, yeah. I said, well, they got two African Americans there. They were worried about a baby, and they said, yeah, and I could be the father.
It could happen.
You never know what.
On my show, we had white-looking babies with African American couples.
That's right.
Very easy.
It's a lot of DNA mixed in there.
So one time, this woman was accusing this guy of being the father of her twins. I open up the envelope and I go, you're the father of one, but not the other.
Yes.
What?
I saw that show.
She had two uteruses or something,
No,
right?
no, fraternal twins, separate eggs, separate sperm.
Separate eggs.
Yeah. She had sex with him on the same day in the same hour or something?
That's another episode.
Or the next day. Or the next day.
Could be the next day.
I don't know.
never
It's
know.
48 hours or something.
I mean, it's... Listen, my daughter watches you. She, so I'm crazy, but I did see that one.
Right.
I was like, damn.
Can we see a couple more clips? I think we have a couple more clips that might be
This
wonderful.
could be good.
Are the
When it comes to 19-year-old Brittany, you are the father. You're sure he's the father?
I'm not doing it. I'm fine.
That's right. Andrew, you are not the father.
Tragic, it would be funny.
Yeah, but the good news is, some of these fathers do get into the lives of these kids.
That's nice.
And on our 3000th show, we bring back a father who 17 years ago said to me, and they all do, oh, I'm going to get into the kid's life. And we bring a 17-year-old teenager on the show to find out if that father's been in their lives for the last 17 years.
Maury Povich speaking to the ladies of the View on the secret, the formula to having his show becoming a ratings draw. And now, after 30 seasons, Maury Povich, NBC Universal decide to end the Maury Povich show. It's going to be a pivotal moment for Maury in his show. We don't know if there's a replacement or whatever, so who knows. I think a couple of years ago he did try to get a replacement like Trisha, and it just didn't work. Maybe Steve or whoever, but who knows. But Maury Povich laid a groundwork in the foundations for what it is daytime TV could be. Let's hear what you people have to say about Maury Povich, especially on TikTok, to see what you people thought about Maury Povich.
What made Maury real is that there's nothing realer than a DNA test. There's nothing realer than a DNA test, and when the results came out, there's nothing that girl can do to hide the fact that this guy that she thought, that she swore up and down, cried about, made him the #1 enemy in the whole crowd. And the results came back that he wasn't the father. Oh, man. Sometimes it was sad, but most of the time it was funny. And you know, I just, you know, for a person that, you know, took the time out of his life, decades, 30 years, for mainly black people on the show. I mean, you had Mexicans time to time, you had white people, but let's keep it 100. You know, Maury was most of the time 90% black people. And for a man like Maury to take his time and deal with 30 years, new episode after new episode of niggas bullshit, you invited to a barbecue for life, you know what I mean? Wherever you go in the hood, it don't matter where you go, you always invited to barbecues. Real talk. Like, I appreciate Maury, man. Like, he tried, man. But, you know, this is 3 decades of different generations of women that can't find their dads. After a while, it's like, am I really helping? Are these women even learning? 3 generations, you know what I'm saying? Your mom, your grandma, your great-grandma, all these women have a hard time finding who's the father of the child. That means you need to slow down. That means you need to slow down. If you don't know the father of your child, you need to slow down. And it's crazy because it's like, okay, 3 generations, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And, you know, you had this one girl, I think she brought like around 7, 8 men on the show. Oh no. 7, 8 men, they just all walking out there. Some dudes wasn't even tripping. They was like, man, if I'm the father, you ain't the father, you know. Had a little smirk on their face, but they was kind of, you know, it's kind of, they feel kind of bad for her, you know, because every time she heard the word, you're not the father, she came, you know, running like a track star all the way to the back of the room crying. And like, I don't understand that part. Like, you keep running all the way to the back. You knew what you was doing during that time. You knew you was doing some dirt. You need to take accountability for the dirt you was doing at that time. You was doing dirt at that time. Now you sit here for dangling dudes, lying to them, telling them that they're the father of your child, and there was no speculation, there was no DNA proof. That's where Maury came in. Maury came in with the real, live DNA proof. And nothing, you can do nothing, you can't go against DNA. You know, DNA, when you have DNA proof, you are done. So, that's what I'm saying. That's why I love Maury, man. Like, Maury he was a key instigator all the way to he could 30 years of this straight instigating, straight new episodes, straight trolling, always kept people laughing, you know. Sometimes, you know, brother, I feel sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, I'm throwing some Maury just to get my laugh on. You know, sometimes, you know, when you just chilling, and some people like watching shows and stuff, you just chilling in the afternoon, you throw on Maury just to get a couple of laughs and cracks. You know, they still don't show the reruns, but I don't care. I started watching that stuff. I started watching TV, basically, period. So, yeah. So, you know, I was just giving my respect to Maury, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of you are kind of reminiscing and sad that you grew up with Maury, and then Maury decided, and NBC Universal decided to cancel the program, which is all like, hey, some runs don't end. Some runs, like his run for 30 years, are a tremendous success, a long-standing tremendous success, and good for Maury for a well-done job. Maury Povich will go down in history as one of the all-time greats. An institution on paternity tests, being on daytime TV and being publicly. Some people may think it was good, some people may think it was humiliating, but at the end of the day, you know, it became a pop culture norm. So, for me being Kendrick Dick says so long, we'll see you next time for another edition of Vow.